Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and today we're going to talk about bait and switch Invisalign scams. And I'm not saying these are scams by Invisalign, the company. These are, okay, I'm calling them scams, but fishy things that should alert you to not picking a certain doctor for an Invisalign case. I'm gonna go over a couple, like a bunch of red flags that I would consider red flags if I was picking an Invisalign doctor. I talk to doctors all the time, so I hear what people do and I know what people do. So these are things that I tell my friends and family who aren't where our offices are when they pick an Invisalign doctor to watch out for, if that makes sense. So first of all, ultimately, first thing you can do is you can look to make sure the doctor that you're actually seeing, and specifically ask which doctor is going to be treatment planning my case, which doctor is going to be putting on my attachments, which doctor is going to be seeing me for the follow-up visits, which doctor am I going to consult with? Because a lot of times there's many different doctors and it's just going to rotate, and you want a consistent doctor, someone who actually knows your case backwards and forwards. And that doctor should be able to explain the treatment to you, not just say, we're here to make your teeth straight. They should be going over all the records and everything. So make sure you have a consistent doctor, and then look up that doctor on the Invisalign doctor locator. You can just look up, Google Invisalign doctor locator. It's going to tell you to put in your address. Now, when you go into the doctor locator, there's some fishy stuff that goes on. It's really focused more towards orthodontists, and there's nothing wrong with orthodontists. But if you're open to having a general dentist, it might be a little cheaper, it might not be. You have to toggle that. And also they have a 20 and up and an under 20. So you need to put in the age. If it's a teen, you need to put in teen, because you want someone that's familiar with teen cases, not just adult cases. So just things to put in. But make sure your doctor, the one that's going to be treating you, is the one that pops up on the doctor locator for that office. If it's a different doctor, that's a red flag. Because a lot of times doctors do these weird, like, DSO groupie things where they get together with a lot of their friends and they run it all under one master account under a different doctor's name so that they can get more hierarchy and more volume discounts on the doctor locator. It's really easy to do. It's not hard, and Invisalign just looks away. They don't care. Or they actually help, get groups of people together under one master doctor's name. I'm not saying it's wrong, because I know a lot of doctors that are really good doctors that do this just for the volume discount, but that should just be a minor red flag to you. Obviously, if you know that they're Diamond or Diamond Plus, then they better be passing on that volume discount to you, because that's about a 38 to 40% volume discount. So if they're charging $7,000 a case and you know they're getting a 38 to 40% discount, I would definitely say something. So, that's why it's good to know. What else? So look up the doctor location, make sure it's your doctor, and if it's not, question that, who's actually doing my Clin Check, who's going to be seeing me at all the appointments. Another thing is, if the price seems too cheap, like if it's under $5,500 or under $5,000, I'm not saying there's bad Invisalign for that, but I would ask specifically, am I getting a comprehensive case? You should only get comprehensive cases for Invisalign, only. Because if you don't, it's limited in terms of what you can do. If there's reboots, they're going to cost money. Unless a doctor is incredibly skilled, and this would definitely only be an orthodontist, they really don't have the talent to be able to finish it in shorter amount of trays. And there's even most orthodontists do all their cases as comprehensive. So specifically ask if it's a comprehensive case. If it's not, be warned. If it's a go case, an express case, a light case, a moderate case, or an assist case, I would probably walk out. Because that's a red flag for me. Also, even if it is a comprehensive case, or if it's not, you want to ask about upcharges, any additional fees. What if I need a refinement? Specifically ask that. Is there additional fees? What if this case takes longer than expected, but I'm coming to all the appointments and I'm doing things as directed and I'm compliant? Is there going to be additional fees? You want to ask that. You want to actually ask it verbally, but also read all the paperwork that goes with it. The warranties, compliance contracts, everything. Ask to see all the paperwork up front and read every single word about upcharges and stuff like that. You want to see if they upcharge for retainers. Ask about that, and how many retainers you're going to get, and if there's retainer options, if there's a retainer menu. If they're only going to give you one retainer and that's it, upper and lower, that's pretty normal, but they should have an option for you to get more than one, because most orthodontists know that you need more than one in a lifetime, and you want to find out what the additional fee is up front, and ask if you can bundle it if they have a Vivera or something like that, which comes in a set of 4. If they don't know what the heck you're talking about, it's a red flag. Walk out. Ask about cleanings. Obviously, you still need to be getting your teeth cleaned while you're doing Invisalign. Make sure that they're not requiring you to get additional cleanings. You know, obviously, if you have poor oral hygiene, yeah, you're going to be required. But you want to ask about that up front to see if you're going to need additional cleanings during treatment. It's not uncommon for especially general dentists to do Invisalign to require their patients to get additional cleanings at an additional fee, which is a way that they make up for it's like a loss leader, right? It's kind of like the chicken at Costco. It brings you in, right? The rotisserie chicken, they lose money on that, but it gets you in the door. So that they may be making up their additional fees by requiring you to come in for additional cleanings and paying out of pocket for those. So I would just ask about that. Same thing as a lot of general dentists, they make up their additional revenue. They'll set the Invisalign fee low so that they can do cosmetic work. Are they requiring you to do cosmetic work at the end? Bondings, veneers, laminates, crowns. Ask about if any additional restorative work is going to be required after treatment. If they tell you yes, I mean, sometimes it is, but I would go get a second and third opinion to see if anyone else can do it without requiring additional restorative work, because it could just be a loss leader, a way for them to make up additional fees. Let's see what else. I'm looking at this. Cash is negotiable. You can always pay cash up front. See if you get a discount for that. Retainers, restorative. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think I went over pretty much everything. I think I'd also ask what their average Clincheck length is. If their average length and they brag about always being under 20, that's a red flag to me. I mean, if they're saying their average is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 aligners, actually that tells me the dentist is probably more talented and more experienced, because that's pretty much the average. Or if they're saying it's really low, then they obviously aren't used to taking harder cases, which is probably a red flag for me. Of course, they must have an iTero scanner if they're an Invisalign doctor. If they're taking impressions, that's a massive red flag. Goodbye. Yeah, that's a definite no. And I mean, they don't have to have a fancy one. There's different levels. There's 2, 5, Lumina, but you know, we want to see that they're doing scans regularly. They should be pretty proficient at doing their scans and doing them quickly. So if they're clunking around on the scans, that's a bit of a red flag to you. So those are just some things to keep in mind. If they're doing a bait and switch to another aligner brand and they're calling it Invisalign, for a simple case, there's nothing wrong with that, but they shouldn't be charging Invisalign prices then, because their prices are way less. And some outcomes aren't going to be as good or as predictable. So it really depends on the complexity of the case. So I think I'd also ask to see an Invisalign Clincheck, especially if they brought you in saying Invisalign, because a lot of times they'll say that and then they'll switch you to a cheaper brand, but they'll still charge you the same price. So I think I would find out about that. So hopefully these are just some ideas so that you can get, if you are a doctor, listen to this, you know, so that you don't do any of these things. And if you're a consumer, maybe give you some ideas. Oh, other things. Obviously, if you have any bite issues, be it deep bite, open bite, overjet, negative overjet, underbite, overbite, you guys all call it different things. Narrow upper jaw, cross bites in the back, they 100% should either be taking a CBCT or they should be taking a cephalometric x-ray. If they're not taking those x-rays and getting numbers and going over the results with you, that's a red flag to me, because those are standard of care for more challenging cases. A super, super simple, easy, your bite is perfect case, just a teensy bit of crowding, like easy relapse case, maybe they won't. But if you think you have a complex case, I would definitely go to an orthodontist and get a full workup, just so you know what all your problems are before going to a cheaper or a less experienced dentist, just to make sure that your things are being done right and they're not going to screw up or jack up your bite. And they should be talking about how the teeth are going to fit with your face, with your smile, with your midlines, with your gums, with your lip position. If they can't tell you how your teeth are going to look within all these, parameters, that should be a red flag to you as well. Really, the discussion should be a lot more than just straight teeth. All right, thanks so much.